Who's scruffy looking?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking with My Hans channel. Back for another live commentary to Star Wars Squadrons. This time, Fleet Battles. Last time we did Dogfight on, oh gosh, Sasubo. That was it. I'm having a hard time remembering the map names for this game. Even when I played other first-person shooters, I never remembered the map names. I don't know why. I just couldn't remember them. Obviously, I remember like the iconic ones. Rust, High Rise, Slums, you know, stuff like that. I can't remember the map names for Star Wars Squadrons. Don't know why, don't really care. I'll get it down eventually. Anyway, we're playing Fleet Battles. One of my first Fleet Battles games, actually, in Star Wars Squadrons. This was right after I ranked up to level 5. A couple games after I ranked up from level 5. And we're trying to wreck some face here. I'm still trying to get a hold of the flow of Fleet Battles. I think that's a big deal, is grasping how the battle actually moves and ebbs and flows. I'm getting a lot of those vibes from Star Wars Squadrons right now, both in Dogfight and in Fleet Battles, is that the best players at this game are probably going to be the ones that have the best grasp at what's going on in the whole battle, and not just in their own little cockpit. And that is both figuratively and literally. So here we are on Zavian Abyss, actually, one of the maps that I'm really enjoying in Star Wars Squadrons so far. Last episode we talked about some maps that I really didn't like, and I kept saying that one map that's really orange and has all the asteroids in it. I, again, cannot remember the name of that map, even though I've played it like 3 or 4 more times since then, and every time I hate it. Every time I run into asteroids, I end up stopping recording if I run into an asteroid or something. It's just embarrassing. Like, I don't ever want to put that on here. But in the Zavian Abyss, it's actually a little bit different than some of the other maps because you can only go so far on the edge of the map. Zavian Abyss is a lot more enclosed. It's a lot more linear as compared to some of the other maps. So, like, if we compare the Zavian Abyss to maybe Essel's The Listening Post or Sasubo from the Dogfight video, this is like, what's the best map I can compare this to? I would say that the Zavian Abyss is probably most like High Rise on Modern Warfare 2. It's very linear. There's very clear paths that you can take to each side of the map. And I would say that Sasubo, and especially Essel's The Listening Post, play more like Wasteland. They're wide open, you know, the paths are not as clear, and the sight lines are sort of all over the place, especially Essel's, with it being so open and so wide, and so many different paths to take through the Listening Post and around the Listening Post, and in it, a lot of different places you can hide. Not so much here in the Zavian Abyss, which is kind of why I sort of like it, I think. It's because the Zavian Abyss, I know where people are coming from, and I know where I'm supposed to be going, right? There's not too much user error involved in the Zavian Abyss, which is one of the things I really like about this map. Anyway, let's talk about what we're running here. Right now, I'm in the TIE Bomber. This is one of my setups for the TIE Bomber. I haven't been playing around too much with the hulls or the shields or anything like that. I've been playing a lot around with the different missiles and the different weapon systems that I can put on the TIE Bomber. A lot of people are loving the Bomber class. My friend Fred from Death Star Dispatch loves the Bomber classes, and after this gameplay, I can't really blame him. I'm putting a lot of hurt on a lot of these capital ships with this class. Let's see if I switch it up here. I think I end up switching up this time around. Yeah, I switched back to the TIE Interceptor here, running the standard engine, standard hull, laser cannon, rockets, Seeker warheads, and repair droid. I noticed that the battle's kind of coming back to me now, coming back to our side, and that the ships are going to start attacking our capital ships. So I quick switch over to the Interceptor to try and intercept some of the enemy players. I threw on rockets on the TIE Interceptor. I was feeling a little frisky. I kind of like the rockets, not having to wait for the lock-on time and just firing them away, especially in Fleet Battles on a map like the Zavian Abyss, where it's very linear, I should say, and the ships are coming in one place. Rockets, I feel like could do some pretty big-time damage. I'm contemplating putting rockets on the TIE Bomber and things like that, because I can just fire them off a lot at a time and just do some big damage, not only the smaller ships, but the bigger capital ships like the Nebulon Bs and the Arquitens class cruisers. I think I can do a lot of damage with the rockets, so we're trying it. We're trying it around, but loving the TIE Interceptor. We talked about last episode that the TIE Interceptor is just the ship to do, the ship to fly if you're trying to take down other fighters. I think you just get burned in this game if you're running a Y-Wing, like this weird hybrid Y-Wing setup that a lot of people want to run. I think you have to specialize in this game. I really think that if you want to succeed in this game, that you have to specialize. Like right now, you see I'm using the TIE Interceptor to try and go after some of these Nebulon Bs, and I'm just firing rocket after rocket after rocket, and quite frankly, this is not the way to do it, because you see I get eaten alive. You have to be specialized. If you want to take out capital ships, take out capital ships. Load up your bomber with the Proton Torpedo, with the big laser cannon. Do it that way. Like right here, switch back to my TIE Bomber, because I know we're on the offensive. We're going for the capital ship, so I said, I can't be running the TIE Interceptor right now. I got my multi-cluster rockets. I got my Proton Torpedoes. I'm ready to go. We're going to do some damage. I think in the Bomber, you can get away with sometimes in fleet battles firing other ships. Can you get away with firing other ships in fleet battles with the X-Wing? Yes. You absolutely can. But I think if you want to really be good at this game, specialize. It's just like YouTube. If for anybody that does YouTube, they tell you the best advice for YouTube is to niche down. It's the same difference. You have to niche down in Star Wars Squadrons. You have to find what suits you best, what role suits you best in your squadron, and do that. Oh, my dog has come to join me. Hi, Emmy. Hi, doggy. I love you. So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, niching down in Star Wars Squadrons. So here we go. I recognize my team's on the attack. Time to get the bombs out. Time to start firing away. And that's what I do. I do a lot of damage to these ships in this gameplay. You're going to see me just absolutely fire away at these ships. I'm really focusing in this game, even though it's one of my early games in fleet battles. I'm focusing on power management. I'm focusing on using my power to get to the ships, and then switching over to my weapons to make sure I'm dealing the most damage that I can at any given time. Because when you get to the capital ships, when you get to this area of the map, you don't have much time. You know, you're not going to live for much longer when you're in this area of the map. So it's really maximize your time here. Fire your bombs away, load up on your weapons, and fire all that you can into that ship. I don't think in a map like Zavian Abyss that you can realistically go into enemy territory as deep as I am right here and then turn around and then come out alive. The other thing that I'm really noticing about Star Wars Squadrons, and this led me right into it, was that anytime you turn your back on the enemy in Star Wars Squadrons, they will shoot you down. And Zavian Abyss, unlike other maps, plays into that extremely well. Every time I turn my back in this match, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but I'm definitely noticing it in this match just because it's my match. Every time you turn your back, the enemy will gun you down, right? Anytime you're flying in a straight line, the enemy will gun you down. And that's really hard about this game, is because you want to do a lot of damage and you want to be good, but at the same time, you have to plan out your routes very well. Because if you're flying either directly here into the capital ship like I did, you're going to get blasted down by some guy that's outgunning you. Or if, see right here, well, just exactly what I'm saying. I'm flying straight into the thing. I'm an easy target. You have to go up, down, left, right. But if you're flying away from enemy territory and there's enemies behind you, good luck. Honestly, good luck. Without a shield, without some sort of recharge ability, without something that's going to repair your ship, there's really no way to get out of enemy territory on a linear map like Zavian Abyss without getting shot down. I think the New Republic definitely has the edge in that sort of playstyle because they can overload their shields to the rear. They can do that. The Empire cannot. The Empire, you have to play more like I'm playing, I think, in this gameplay, and that's run into enemy territory, fire up your weapons, and do as much damage as you can in the time that you're there. Or, in times like this, really, really maximize how much damage you're doing to their ships that enter your territory. The other thing I'm noticing about the TIE Bomber in this game, and the TIE Interceptor to a degree, is that when you're in this sort of mode where you have to defend these Arquitens class ships and these Tantive 4 Carillion Corvettes come zooming by. The TIE bombers are so good for this. They do so much damage. If you're into destroying capital ships, the TIE bomber should be your main, quite honestly. But you see me run both in this gameplay. I mean, you see me actually run both ships. I play both roles in this match. Over the course of this match that's coming to a close very soon. But you see me play both roles. And I play the role as the brute, the body bag getter. I don't know what the what the term is. You see me play as the bomber, somebody that's going after high damage, going after the objective. But you also see me playing the pick. You see me playing the screen as the TIE Interceptor. And I think both roles in this game are valid. I think if you are good with the TIE Interceptor and you are good at taking down enemy ships, there's a role for you in the squadron. I think if you're more like me here at the end, where you're much better at taking out capital ship hardpoints, there's a role for you there. And that's part of the reason why I'm really loving this game, is that it really focuses on objective play, and there's a role for everybody. You know, it's not just a singular game mode. You know, like in Call of Duty and Domination, if you're not good at capturing flags and you're not multi-aware of what's going on in the battle around the flag, you're not going to be good at domination, right? Because you're never going to get any points. You're never going to capture flags. But in fleet battles, there's multiple different objectives, and there's multiple different roles to play. So, you know, you could be like me. You could go after high damage on the capital ships, or you could protect your bombers, and you could play the Interceptor or the A-Wing and go for high kill counts. Or you could play the support role really well. I'm actually loving everybody on my team that's playing the support role for these last few games because they've really helped me out. But anyway, check us out. We get the W in this one, Imperial victory on Zavian Abyss. I don't think I hit up any of the leaderboards in this one, even though I feel like it did really well. I got a lot of kills. I did a lot of damage to capital ships. I think I destroyed a couple of those Carillion Corvettes. I'd never get any of these. Very strange. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this live commentary. I know I did. I'm really loving doing these. If you love them too, make sure you leave a like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And make sure you stick around for more. I'm doing a lot more of these. So until next time, everybody, I'll see you guys later.